Hey, rest in peace, Stephen Hawking, one of the most groundbreaking and iconic cosmologists and astrophysicists alive before. And yeah, without him, we would not know that much about black holes and radiation. So rest in peace to this legendary scientist. Anyway, with that being said, today I'm going to do an album review of Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods, which is a highly anticipated album of 2018, although I don't anticipate it at all. But anyway, I just finished writing the script with a bunch of keywords on it, so eating that ice cream. Justin Timberlake, multi-instrumentalist, singer, songwriter, pop star, formerly the frontman of NSYNC, which is a pop band from the 90s, and now he has been making even more music with these pop electronic influences, and he had been collaborating with a lot of popular and mainstream artists out there in the music industry right now. So Man of the Woods, highly anticipated album, and what is special about this album in Justin Timberlake's discography is that this album is where Justin Timberlake go back to his roots, to his folk and country roots, while still trying to maintain this contemporary pop electronic feel to it. That's why this album is a mix of folk, country, electronic, and pop. And it's terrible. It's terrible. Like, at first, it sounds like a super artistic and bold idea. Wow, they're mixing all sorts of genres together. It's gonna be artistic. It's gonna be a creative thing. But it turns out to be a mess. A very, very corny, cheesy, trashy mess that is hardly listenable. But although there are a couple of tracks on this album that I actually think are decent, the rest is bleh, bleh, bleh. The first track is Filthy, which is actually the first promotional single before this album, and it is released in 2018, the first week. And damn, it's so disappointing. Like, before I listened to the song, I had a little bit of hope for Justin Timberlake. But as I listened to this song, it's just, why? Filthy tries to be very seductive and sexy, but completely fails at doing that. The song at first features these loud horns, and I think it's horns, right? I don't know. It's such a mess, but at first it's very overblown and dramatic, and then it suddenly stops, and this dubstep bass started to play, and there's actually a melody in it. And then Justin Timberlake starts off with some corny love lyrics, and his vocals on this song is very weak and fragile and forgettable. And the lyrics are so corny. It's just trash. The track Sauce is like the worst attempt at funk you'll ever hear Justin Timberlake and Pharrell Williams do. Oh yeah, by the way, Pharrell Williams and Justin Timberlake actually collaborated on producing this album. Anyway, this song, it has a very silly melody and a very cartoony beat. The vocals, they are forgettable and weak again, and it has a very fuzzy, blurry guitar line that is also incredibly forgettable. And it sounds just like a very terrible Prince ripoff. You know, the writers of the song, including Justin Timberlake, they thought, wow, this song, it's funk, it's gotta be funk, you know, cartoony, silly, fuzzy, no. And then we have the title track, Man of the Woods, and This is so trash. Like, the moment you hear it, you can already tell that it's gonna be a very trash song.
I brag about you to anyone outside, but I'm a man of the woods, it's my pride.
Like, why? Like, it has this very round, rubbery, bouncy, whimsy, electronic sound just swirling around in the back, and then it is under a layer of very boring folk country kind of melodies and vocals, and it tries to sound minimalistic. It tries to sound very folky and, out of the world, and it sounds like Justin Timberlake is trying to make this very relaxing country song. Love is good, life is good, yay. Fucking kill me. And then we have Higher, which is not that terrible, to be honest. It has this very lavishing and sweet R&B sound in it, but still, this song is very cheesy and forgettable. It does have a good melody and bass line at first, but as it goes on, it becomes redundant and it becomes stale. And then we have Wave. Oh my gosh, like, how did they even approve this track to be on this album? This is so trash. Like, it is basically a folk and trap. You heard it right, trap. A folk and trap mix. You have this 808s and heartbreaks beat just going around here and there in the background, and then this folk sound in the front, and it doesn't serve any purpose. It doesn't accompany well with the trap sound. It's terrible. The instrumentals are ridiculous on this thing, and it sounds like a shit show. It's a mess. And the guitars, little pinches of guitars kind of going here and there, like the same way like worms crawl around on the ground. It's so obnoxious. It's so irritating. It's vomit inducing. And then we have Supplies. Oh gosh, Supplies, cringe.
Yeah. Ain't no need of stopping, girl. Yeah. There ain't no need of stopping, girl. Yeah. Oh, so you be
お前はもう死んでいる。何?
Like, have you watched the video for Justin Timberlake's Supplies? And that video is basically Justin Timberlake and another hot girl just walking around this, futuristic dystopian city and saving everyone, and yeah, let's rebel, woo, and it's cringe. And let's talk about the music. Like, music video aside, this song is also, like, it doesn't sound as terrible at first, but the more you listen to it, the more redundant and stale it gets. And it has this very thick, contemporary electronic pop sound that has like a small twist of R&B and country in it, and it's like, what the hell am I even listening to? Like, and the lyrics and the themes on this song is so corny and cheesy and terrible. Oh my gosh, I mean, like, it's basically about a post-apocalyptic world, and Justin Timberlake is trying to use that as a theme to seduce a girl. Like, wow, like, the power is out, but I got the electricity. The fire is, like, it's getting really cold, but I got the fire. Water's running out, but I got tons of water in my basement, so please come, girl. Oh, it's like, Look at me, I'm the doomsday prepper. I'm the doomsday prepper. I'm always prepared for the apocalypse to come. Oh, I got supply eyes. It's just corny and ridiculous in a whole new level. The track Morning Light features Alicia Keys, and the lyrics, as always, they are really generic and cheesy and corny. And this song also tries to be a minimalistic country folk pop love song, but it's also super redundant, super boring, and it's so forgettable. And I already forgot what should I say about this song. It's that forgettable. And then there's this really weird, like 1.5 minute long interlude where it's basically a spoken word interlude. Oh my gosh, the theme, the lyrics of this interlude is so corny. It's basically about a woman who's wearing her man's shirt, and wow, I'm gonna wear it like it's my armor. It's like my skin. Oh, it's so good. It feels so good. And then we have a flannel, which has this sweet folky vibe. You know, it has this Simon and Garfunkel influence on it. You can obviously hear it out. And then this 808s and heartbreaks beat started to return again, and it's so shitty. And then the ending of the song, it just suddenly shifted into a super abstract, ambient infused, spacey, airy, soundtrack thing, and it doesn't sound bold or experimental at all. Like, it's experimental, but it doesn't sound anything artistic and creative. It sounds like the people who are responsible for this song is just phoning it in, and they're basically forcing themselves to make this abstract, spacey, like, sound that just doesn't fit anywhere. It just feels so out of place, and it's just a big fail. It's a big fail. What else? What else am I going to talk about? Breeze Off the Road. Oh gosh. Breeze Off the Road. What am I? It's Breeze Off the Pond, not the road. Breeze Off the Pond. It has this old Michael Jackson feel, and it's also a very forgettable song as well. And the lyrics on this thing, it's like Justin Timberlake just woke up one day in the morning and, wow, I'm gonna write about the trees, I'm gonna write about the pond, I'm gonna write about the sky. Wow, it's so nice. Wow. It's like the worst thing you would expect from a folk pop mix. Like, it's so bad. And then the next track is Living Off the Land, and Justin Timberlake tries to be this macho man. I'm living off my land. Like, he's some farmer and he's the man of the land, and it's so silly. The track The Hard Stuff is actually not that bad. I think it's kinda a little bit better than mediocre, a little bit higher than mediocre. It's actually kind of decent. You can actually hear the textures of this song kind of being in effect, and this song also had some nice beats and instrumentals that fit well with each other, but at the same time, it's still a very unsuccessful attempt at combining folk, pop, electronic, and country, and yeah. And the last track is Young Man, which tries to be, like a minimalistic ending to the album. It tries to be emotional, it tries to be sentimental, it tries to be very meaningful secretly, and it just totally fails because it's so boring. And Justin Timberlake is trying to tell his son, I don't know if it's his son or whoever it is, but to tell this young kid to be a man. You're gonna grow up and you're gonna be like me. You're gonna be a man. You're gonna face a lot of troubles, but you're gonna man up, man up. and it's just okay. You know, there are actually songs on this album that I think aren't that bad. Let's start off with Say Something featuring Chris Stapleton. And yeah, this song is sentimental and it's actually kind of catchy. I do like the guitar chops on this song. It's actually kind of memorable.
Everybody says say something, say something, say something, say something, say something, say something. I don't wanna get caught up in the rhythm of it, but I can't help myself. No, I can't help myself. No. Caught up in the middle of it.
And I also want to talk about Montana. Montana is this very nocturnal, sweet song that's also groovy, and the acoustic element of the song and the electronic element of the song fits kind of well. They mixes kind of well. And my favorite song of the album, Midnight Summer Jam, it's actually very dancey and groovy with these guitars doodling around. You know, it's actually kind of fun. You can hear the Michael Jackson influence, and it's also a very dancey, poppy song without it being corny or cheesy. And this song is also very harmonic. But overall, this album, it's really a mess. And this album is like a buffet of shit. A buffet of shit. Like, just imagine that. You know, he's mixing all sorts of genres together. R&B, pop, electronic, country, folk. And it's such an unsuccessful attempt at mixing genres. Not like Justin Timberlake is Ween or Gorillaz or anything, but this album, it's such an unsuccessful attempt, you know? Like, Ween mixes like every genre together, and their music is still really innovative and fun and creative and catchy, but this album, it's almost the complete opposite. It's a mess. And yeah, a lot of the sound effects, the guitars, the vocals, the electronics, the bass, it all don't go together. You know, they are all just themselves. They're all doing their own thing, and that's why this album just sounds like a mess, a mix of noises that aren't intentional at all. You know, that's why this album is so unartistic, so unorthodox, and it's just a big flop for Justin Timberlake. And if you're going to make an album, a very country, folky album, why are you collaborating with Pharrell Williams out of all the producers out there? Like, this album is seasoned, not even seasoned, but packed with corny lyrics, corny and cheesy and weak, fragile vocals, ridiculous instrumentals. It's just kind of hard to, you know, listen to this album. The best is Midnight Summer Jam. The worst is Wave. I'm giving Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods. I'm gonna eat a spoon of ice cream. It's melted. Shit. I'm giving Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods a 3 out of 10. So, have you listened to Justin Timberlake's Man of the Woods? From 1 to 10, how much would you rate it? Like if you like it, hate if you hate it, and subscribe if you want more.